These are 15 critical Disney booking mistakes that cost Australians thousands of dollars and turn dream vacations into exhausting ordeals. If you are planning a Disney World trip from Australia, you are about to navigate one of the most complex vacation booking systems on Earth. Walt Disney World covers 25,000 acres, roughly the size of Manchester. It has 4 massive theme parks: Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom, dozens of hotels, and a booking system that changes faster than a Florida thunderstorm. For Australians facing a 14-hour time difference, currency exchange rates that make everything cost more, and opposite seasons, the margin for error has shrunk dramatically. The stakes could not be higher. A baseline Disney World vacation for a family of 4 now costs $7,422 in 2026, and that is before you factor in the brutal reality of converting Australian dollars to US dollars. As one frustrated traveller said, "Yes, the US dollar means we are paying double for everything. But the real damage is not just financial. It is the crushing disappointment of missing out on magical experiences because you did not understand the system." Let's start with the mistake that ruins more Australian Disney trips than any other: timing your visit during Australian winter school holidays. Picture this scenario. You are planning your once-in-a-lifetime Disney trip during the only time your family can travel together, the June and July school holidays. It seems logical. The kids are free, work schedules align, and you have saved for months. But you have just made the single worst timing decision possible. Australian winter coincides with American summer, and summer at Disney World is brutal. We are talking temperatures in the low to mid-90s, with humidity that makes it feel even hotter. Daily thunderstorms roll through every afternoon like clockwork. But here is what really stings. July now ranks dead last for Disney visits, not just because of weather, but because summer crowds have actually decreased in recent years, as Disney shifted major events to other seasons. The irony is devastating. You are paying peak Australian holiday prices to visit during what has become one of the worst times to experience Disney World. Visit during Australian spring, September, and October, when American crowds hit rock bottom, and you will actually enjoy the weather. Now let's talk about the lightning lane booking advantage that most Australians completely miss. You probably think staying off-site saves money, but this decision costs you something far more valuable than cash: time. Here's the critical difference. Guests staying at Disney resort hotels can book lightning lanes 7 days before arrival and get early theme park entry, allowing them to enter parks 30 minutes before official opening for that crucial rope drop advantage. Off-site guests get just 3 days for lightning lane booking and no early entry. In a system where popular attractions can hit 4-hour wait times, those extra 4 days of booking access plus early entry privileges are game-changing. Lightning lanes, which replace the old Genie Plus system, can transform your day from a marathon of standing in queues to actually experiencing attractions. But here's where it gets even more complex for international guests. Until recently, Disney completely blocked international visitors from booking lightning lanes before arriving in the US. This exclusion was so controversial, it sparked outrage across Disney communities. Thankfully, this has been quietly resolved, but many Australians still do not realise they can now book these crucial time savers from home. The math is simple: lose 4 hours to queues or lose a few $100s in hotel savings. For a once-in-a-lifetime trip, the choice should be obvious. This brings us to mistake number 3, missing the 60-day dining reservation window. If you think you can sort out dining when you arrive, you are in for a rude awakening. Disney dining reservations open exactly 60 days before your trip, and the most coveted experiences, character dining, signature restaurants, and popular park locations disappear within hours, sometimes minutes. Imagine arriving exhausted from your 20-hour Qantas or United flight, hungry and tired, only to discover every restaurant you wanted to try is fully booked for your entire stay. The system favors those who understand it. On-site, guests get a crucial advantage here too. They can book their entire stay's dining at once, 60 days before check-in. This means they can secure that final night's dinner reservation before off-site guests can even book their first day. For Australians unfamiliar with Disney's complexity, This 60-day window often passes unnoticed until it is too late. The result? Mediocre quick service meals when you could have been enjoying world-class dining experiences. But even if you nail the timing, there is another financial reality many Australians underestimate: the true cost of currency exchange and American tipping culture. That $7,422 baseline vacation cost is actually closer to 11,000 Australian dollars before you factor in exchange fees, credit card charges, and tips. Use tools like Wise or check XE rates for the most accurate Australian dollar to US dollar conversions to avoid nasty surprises. American service industry workers rely on tips for their income, expecting 15 to 20% at restaurants and small amounts for virtually every service interaction. This cultural difference can add hundreds to your trip cost if you are not prepared. Exchange rates and bank fees are killer. Many Australians budget for the conversion rate but forget about transaction fees, foreign exchange margins, and the reality that everything from snacks to souvenirs costs significantly more than expected. Before you even board that flight to Orlando, make sure you have sorted your ESTA visa waiver authorization. This electronic system for travel authorization is mandatory for all Australian travellers entering the United States. Here's a mistake that sounds almost too obvious to make, yet it happens constantly: not downloading and mastering the My Disney Experience app before you arrive. Disney World is not just a theme park, it is a technology-dependent ecosystem. The My Disney Experience app is not optional, it is essential for virtually everything. Dining reservations, lightning lane bookings, mobile food orders, park maps with real-time wait times, even unlocking your hotel room door, all happen through this app. The app also pairs with Magic Band plus wearable technology for an even more seamless park experience. First-time visitors often do not realize the app includes in-park GPS and car locators, making it impossible to get lost in that 25,000-acre wonderland. Learning to navigate this complex system while dealing with jet lag, screaming children, and 95-degree heat is a recipe for disaster. Download it weeks before your trip. Practice using it, understand how lightning lanes work, explore the mobile ordering system, and familiarize yourself with park maps. Your future self will thank you when you are not fumbling with unfamiliar technology while precious vacation time ticks away. This connects to perhaps the most emotionally devastating mistake: trying to do everything in one trip. Australians often approach Disney World with a "we may never be back" mentality, attempting to cram every attraction, show, restaurant, and experience into one visit. It is understandable. You have spent a fortune and traveled across the world. But this approach transforms a magical vacation into an exhausting march. As one experienced Disney visitor warned, "I think the biggest mistake anyone can make is thinking you can see and do it all and then trying." The result is burnout, cranky family members, and missed opportunities to actually enjoy the experiences you are racing through. Disney World rewards those who slow down, explore resort amenities, take midday breaks, and focus on quality over quantity. The most magical moments often happen when you are not rushing to the next attraction, but simply soaking in the atmosphere. The weather mistake compounds this exhaustion. Florida's climate is punishing, especially during the summer months. Daily thunderstorms shut down outdoor attractions, and the humidity makes even short walks feel like endurance tests. Not planning for weather means missing opportunities when storms roll through. It also leads you to underestimate how much the climate will drain your energy. Smart visitors monitor weather apps, plan indoor activities during peak heat, and schedule midday breaks. They pack appropriately, stay hydrated, and adjust expectations based on conditions. The weather is not just uncomfortable, it fundamentally changes how you should approach each day. Another crucial oversight is not checking ride closures and refurbishments before booking. Disney constantly updates, maintains, and reimagines attractions. Nothing is worse than building your trip around a specific experience only to discover it is closed for renovation. The Skyliner transportation system closes every January for routine maintenance. If you have chosen a Skyliner-connected hotel specifically for that convenience, you need to know about these closures. Major attractions can be closed for months for refurbishments, and that can completely change your park strategy. Location matters more than price when choosing your Disney resort. Many Australians focus solely on nightly rates, but location impacts every aspect of your experience. Being within walking distance of the parks, on the monorail line, or connected to the Skyliner can save hours of transportation time and make midday breaks possible. When you factor in theme park parking fees, currently $35 per day, plus the stress of navigating busy roads and time lost in transit, that cheap off-site hotel starts looking expensive. For a once-in-a-lifetime trip from Australia, convenience and time often outweigh upfront cost savings. The dining plan creates its own confusion. Many assume park tickets include meals, but Disney's dining plans are separate purchases with complex credit systems. 2 credit restaurants require double the credits for experiences that are not always worth the premium. Understanding the dining plan's value requires calculating costs per credit and comparing them to out-of-pocket expenses. Recent changes have made some aspects more favorable. The 2026 Kids-Free Dining promotion actually decreases certain food costs. Navigating these systems requires research and planning, not assumptions. Finally, there is the strategic mistake of ignoring wait times and crowd patterns. Peak periods can turn a simple attraction visit into a half-day ordeal. The most popular rides regularly hit 4-hour waits during busy periods. Without understanding crowd calendars, lightning lane strategies, and optimal touring plans, you will waste precious time standing in lines instead of creating memories. Disney of 2026 is not the same as it was 5 or even 2 years ago. Prices have increased, systems have changed, and the margin for error has shrunk. But for Australians willing to invest time in understanding these systems, Disney World remains one of the world's most magical destinations. The key is respecting the complexity, planning strategically, and focusing on experiences over exhaustive checklists. Your dream Disney vacation is absolutely achievable. You just need to avoid these costly mistakes that turn magic into mayhem.